wake that ass up.
Early in the morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Pound 105.1 is the Breakfast Club. Good morning. It's DJ MV Charlamagne, the guy just hilarious.
Yes.
Now this weekend, something special happening back in New York, New Jersey area. The HBCU NY Classic is coming back to the city. It's Morehouse versus Albany State, and we actually have the president and CEO of the Classic, Albert Williams, joining us. What up, Albert?
How you doing, man? Pleasure
How
to be
you
here.
feeling?
Good.
So let's get right into it. Well, first of all, what made you bring this classic back to the city? We see a lot of these classics in Florida, Georgia, etc. But what made you bring it back to MetLife Stadium over in Jersey?
Sure. At first, it was a business opportunity, right? And then it became a passion, right? For me, a product of the New York City school systems, never knew what an HBCU was until probably 2 years after graduating college, right? So there's got to be a lot more Alberts out there. And for me to bring the classic back, to bring awareness to HBCUs, give the kids in the Northeast an opportunity what you guys in the South are used to.
I was going to ask, so where did you get the money to do it? You know, I know you went to St. John's, you West Indian, but I know the MetLife Stadium alone is $750,000 to rent. So
Man, why you just put that out there?
You
What?
say he ain't got no money.
that's how much the stadium
You know what I'm
costs.
saying? You could have just said it cost a lot. You know what I mean? The whole nut.
All right, well, it costs a lot. So, you know, how did you get the finances to get to it? So tell us how you started with everything, because like, you went to St. John's. What did you do out of St. John's? What was your major, and how did you get to this point? Because this is big. For the fact that you're African-American and you did it on your own and you grinded to do it is big.
Sure. So, I mean, I own a couple businesses. I own a car service. My main business is Best Deal Car Service out of the Bronx, right? I bought Best Deal about 11 years ago. And shout out to Dale, who's taking care of Best Deal. I'm here, my partner Dale. But just using that money, using other investments, other businesses that I have to put that capital together. We do have sponsors now, second year. It helps a little bit, but the capital up front is not there until the sponsors pay, until after the event. So it's basically my money.
Now, how did the car shows?
Best Deal, buddy.
How did the car shows do? Mean the car? You said the car service. How do they do with Uber and everything now? People still use car service like that?
Yeah, we do it. Yeah,
Really?
We're the number 3 in the state for medical transportation. Uber, I'm not worried about Uber.
Yeah, I still use call service, especially if I'm like getting picked up from the house or something, going somewhere. Yeah.
Yep.
100%.
So do I.
What can people expect from the HBCU Classic? HBCU NY Classic.
I mean, you're gonna expect great atmosphere, family oriented, great game. Yard Fest is gonna be off the hook, and just an opportunity to do it again and keep on building it up.
Now, you did a week of events, so it just wasn't this game. So tell them some of the other things that you did this week and some of the things that you were able actually to give back to a lot of these students.
Sure. So on Tuesday, we had the mayor's brunch, mayor's luncheon. The Chancellor of Education, Chancellor Banks, spoke for us. At the High School Education Day in New York at that morning at BMCC, we had 1,365 students showed up. 806 was admitted to colleges on the spot. That's 59%, and $300,000 in scholarships were awarded on Tuesday.
Wow.
All right.
That's dope.
On Wednesday at NJIT, we did the same thing at NJIT. 917 attended. $100,000 in scholarships were handed out, and 20 students admitted to college on the spot. So that's what it's all about. It's more than just a game, right? Tonight, Thursday night, we have the Apollo. HBCU inspired the Apollo. The 50th anniversary of hip hop, but it's also the 35th anniversary of School Days: A Different World. So I have a panel.
Wow.
So I have a panel discussion tonight, on Thursday night with the cast, the combined cast, right? And then we're gonna do the season 1, episode 1 of what I'm calling HBCU inspired, my version of a TED Talk, right? It's the importance of HBCUs, right? So we're gonna record that. That's gonna be tonight. We have EU performing. You can't talk about School Days without EU. Then
Doing the butt?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Why you say doing the bus? So
Wow,
loud? Like,
yo,
just
it's
like
just
it was
like
doing the butt, like what
crazy.
is it?
Like,
That's their song. That's their rhythm.
Yeah,
You
but
want to
it's
say it like that?
another
You
part-
sound super excited.
It's another part of the lyrics.
People might
other
know
lyrics.
the song. They might know the song more than they know the group. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Fair enough. And then we have the great debate, Morehouse versus Rutgers. Albany State doesn't have a debate team yet. Hopefully, after Thursday night's event, they'll have a debate team.
Wow.
And then Friday, we have pep rally, step show. Saturday, the big game. And then, of course, the after party.
Yeah, the after party after the game, of course, is shout out to all the Virgos. I'm doing my birthday party there, so
Hey.
Are you still lying about it being your birthday,
Lying.
man?
it's Virgos.
Your birthday was
celebrate
2
the whole
weeks
month.
ago, man.
We celebrate the whole
They
month,
get
bro.
the whole month.
That's right. Goddamn right. So, come on out. Then we're going to do the after party. So we're inviting all the Virgos. What is your number one obstacle when you're doing an HBCU event? Especially at something like MetLife, because MetLife is what, 60 to 80,000, depending on where the seats are.
I mean, the obstacle is getting butts in the seat, right? Everybody wants to come out. We have a whole bunch of people partying, but we got to get butts in the seat, right?
Man, what's wrong with you?
Yo, we gotta get
grow
butts
up,
in the seat.
man.
Anytime somebody says something about a butt, this man just eyes glued. Like, he like, where's that? Where them cheeks? Like, yo, come on, yo.
God,
I'm sorry, yo. What happened?
Yeah, get people in the seats,
There you
right?
go.
Mhm, yeah.
Right, get feet in the seats, right? Ideally, right? If it's shout out to Beyonce, right, and all the rappers, and if this was a Beyonce concert, it'd be full, right? I mean, and again, shout out to Beyonce. We gave Beyonce an Impact Award last year, right?
Did she come?
Though she wasn't there, she was traveling, but we gave her an award. And but ideally, right? If we want, how many HBCU games are shown on TV throughout the year?
Not too many on major broadcasts.
Yeah, 3, maybe 4. Right, we're in CNBC, right, which is owned by NBC Universal, right. So shout out to them for carrying us. But we want to get from CNBC to NBC, right. At home, you got 2, 4, 5, 7, 9, 11. Those are your free channels. Not everyone could afford cable.
That's right.
Right. So ideally, the more butts in the seat, the more the network's going to want to put it on one of those channels, and then more people be exposed to HBCUs, right? The culture, right. So in order to get that going, you got to have people come in the stands, because the sponsors, what do they care about? They want to see butts in the seat. Right? That's what it's all about.
That's right.
That's the number one obstacle, just even with HBCUs as well. Non-exposure, not enough exposure.
Not enough exposure.
Yeah.
So the job is to expose them as best we can.
Why was it important to do it here in the tri-state area, in New York, New Jersey, Connecticut? Why was that important?
Because the South is really where it's at when it comes to HBCU.
Yeah, I mean, you got to have at least, there got to be a million Alberts out there, right? Like, when I first heard about HBCUs, I'm like, well, I bank with Citibank. Well, I don't care about HBCU, right? Like, what are you talking about? That's a bank.
Wow.
Right? And, and again, graduated from St. John, didn't know what an HBCU was. I went to Roosevelt on Fordham Road, Fordham University across the street. There was never a career fair or college fair. No one ever came over and said, hey, I'm from this HBCU. I'm like, we never had that.
So it gives the opportunity for the kids to see what an HBCU is about.
I just feel like the South supports it more, though. I went to, what was the game last year? The Morehouse and somebody game.
It was his thing.
Oh,
Same game.
I was there.
Yeah, same game.
Okay. Who
Well,
was
nobody knew you were there, but
Morehouse and Howard.
Morehouse Howard.
Yeah, I was there. I went to Bakari. Bakari had a suite there, and I snuck in there. Robert Smith was there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Robert Smith's an Impact Award winner this year as well.
Okay.
But I think
Very
that's why
supportive
he's
HBCU.
saying it's important to do it in New York, because it is so heavily supported. It's more supported in the South. It needs to be other places as well. So it's good that it's happening in New York.
Yeah, that's because most of the schools are in the South, but there's alumni everywhere, and we
Yeah.
need to go back and support. Like like I tell everybody all the time, if you think about it, all the schools we have, I think 3. One in Delaware, we have Morgan and Howard, which is considered on the east.
Yeah, and then you got Lincoln, right?
And Lincoln,
in PA,
yeah, the
right?
4.
That's
I
the
always
closest
forget
one,
Lincoln. I'm
right?
sorry, Lincoln.
Yeah, Lincoln.
And then outside of that, everything's in the South. It's Virginia, Virginia on down.
If you
so-
could get people from the tri-state to show up, which we hope they do this year, right? Like, cause last year it seemed like it was mad out of towners there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had 35,000 people there, and you're right. It could have been a lot of out-of-towners. We had a big FAMU presence, big presence of FAMU. But I mean, the idea is to get that awareness, to get the alumni up here, to get people out, right? In 26, you're gonna have your first HBCU is gonna open in New York. Virginia Union is gonna open up a grad school in New York.
Oh, really?
Wow.
In 26.
And you got performances at the game as well, right?
Yes, sir.
Who's performing?
Big Daddy Kane halftime. Right? So that's confirmed. Big Daddy Kane's doing halftime with the band, Battle of the Band.
Dope.
That is dope. Well, get out there and get your tickets. What's the website where people can get tickets?
HBCUNYClassic.com.
That's right. Get your tickets. There's a lot going on this week. And, of course, tonight, Friday, what's going on tonight?
Tonight we got the Step Show.
The Step Show in New Jersey.
NJIT. Yeah.
And NJIT in Jersey. So tonight is the Step Show. Tomorrow is the game. Get your tickets for the game. And then after, it's less than 5-minute walk right to the American Dream. We're doing the after party at the mall, the Dream Bar. So come on down. It's going to be a classy event. It's not going to be that big, so get your tickets now. It will sell out. And we're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to turn that into a homecoming. So get your tickets. And all the Virgos, come on out. And I can't wait to see y'all. Get your tickets. And there's a lot going on. So we appreciate you for joining us.
And we need South Carolina State in one of those games one year, man.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah, why don't you set it out? Because, he reaches out to the schools. And
Okay. Yeah. We make that happen.
because he paid for a diploma.
That's my mother's alma
Oh,
mater.
yeah, he did, yeah.
He paid for
That's
that.
my mama's alma mater. I have a scholarship fund at South Carolina State. So that's my people.
Mm-hmm. All right, it's The Breakfast Club. It's Albert Williams.
Wake that ass up.
Early in the morning.
The Breakfast Club.